recording on, and we are going to get going right now. Everybody can hear me okay? Thumbs up, ready to go? All right, so I am going to reference another book tonight. And so I want you to write down the title of this book. It's called The Magic. Okay, have I told you guys a story of how I came to find the book? It's a quick story. No? All right, I'll tell you real quick. So this was back, this was 2009, okay? And I had a lady that wanted me to wrap her legs. And I didn't know her. I don't even know how she found me. It didn't matter. But she wanted to meet me in Evansville, Indiana, where I was from, at the Central Library downtown. And she was going to bring her daughter. And I said, well, I have a son. I can bring my son and they can hang out in the little Noah's Ark part and play and we can talk. And then I can wrap you in the bathroom there. Okay, great. Well, on the way there, Trey's like, Mom, because he went with me to a lot of my at work stuff. Mom, you got to get a book. There's a book at the library from you. I'm like, buddy, Mom's reading 5 books. I don't need a book. I'm reading lots of books. I'm busy building my business. I don't have time for books. Got plenty of books. I don't need more books. No. He was adamant. I was like, okay, whatever. So I sit down, give the lady the information about the product. She signs up as a loyal customer. We go to the bathroom, take our kids. The kids sit on the little bathroom floor. And I wrap her legs in the bathroom, and then she goes along her merry way, and I'm getting ready to walk out the door, and Trey's like, no, Mom, we got to go upstairs to the adult section. You've got to get a book. Now, at this time, this was 2009, so Trey was, no, not 9, 2000, this would have been 2012. So Trey would have been 7 years old. And so I'm like, no, we're not getting a book. Yes, we are. Okay, Trey's kind of like Taylor as far as intuitive, insightful. All right, fine, whatever. Let's just go upstairs. There's something you know that I don't know. Let's go. So we go upstairs, and he goes up to the lady. He goes, my mom needs a book. And I said, I really don't need a book, but send me to the spiritual section. I don't want religion or science or anything else. Just send me to the spiritual section. I'll find something there, I'm sure. And so he's walking up and down the aisles. I'm barely even paying attention. And he pulls out this book. Let me get it right here. I got it right here. Walk over here with you guys. Where's it at? Right here. Okay, so he pulls out this book. It's on Brent's nightstand right here. He just finished reading it. And it's called The Magic. And I'm like, he sees this emblem on the end. Now, I've watched The Secret. I've watched The Secret many times. The first company I was in, Arbonne, they promoted Watch The Secret, learn how to, reach your goals and dreams, blah, 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 stay focused on your intentions, all that kind of stuff. He saw this and he's never seen The Secret. He's never watched it, but he's like, this is the book. This is the book. You have to have this book. And so I'm like, okay, buddy, Mom doesn't really need another book, but I'll get this book. This is interesting. I've never seen this one. So I take it home and I'm thinking, okay, I'll read this book. Well, it's chapter by chapter. Every single chapter in this book is a different day. And it's a very short chapter. So the chapter, like say, for example, this one's on magic money. The chapter itself, it's only 5 pages long. And then there's an exercise at the end of it that you practice. Okay. Well, this book completely has changed my business and life. I have taught from this book more in the last, whatever years that is, 6 years, than I probably taught from any other book. And I'll take one day, one principle, one thing. It's all about being grateful. The whole book is about gratitude and different ways that you can be grateful throughout your days, throughout your life, different ways, different things. And so I love this book. So he knew way more than I knew that day. So what I want to share with you tonight, and I'll send this to you guys in a private message, is in this book, I've always written in a gratitude journal. They taught me that in Arbonne. Write down the things that you're grateful for. Make a list every day of things that you're grateful for. So I have been doing that since 2005. Well, when I came across this book, there are 4 simple statements, kind of like paragraph starters, that you actually repeat those 4, and then you do the first 2 more times. So you end up with 10 paragraphs, okay? So it may take, 15 minutes maybe at the most. You don't have 15 minutes to be grateful for things throughout your day. Holy cow, right? So whether you do it in the evening, where you do it in the morning, whatever, but it says like, today I am truly grateful for, and whatever it is, ... because, and then you write why you're grateful for that. So what this has done to my life and my business has made me be very intentional, not just what I'm grateful for the list, but why I'm grateful for this. And so a lot of times I'll go back through my day, which is one of the exercises in there, to start with the most recent thing that's happened. And back in Indiana, it got cold, right? So there were times we grounded a lot, all of us, every night. And we'd go out and we'd put our bare feet on the ice. So I remember coming back into my gratitude journal writing, I'm so grateful that we have heat. Literally grateful that we have heat because my feet and legs are completely frozen. Like I could die any moment of frostbite. But we were grounding. And it didn't matter if it was raining, snowing. As long as it was not lightning, we were outside grounding every single night for years. And so that's a whole nother topic. But this way of writing in your gratitude journal will rock your world. It'll rock your life. If you stay consistent to it, it will absolutely change things in your life for the better because you're really focusing on that gratitude. So as we start this chapter tonight, I have to mention that book, and I want to send you those paragraphs, those little paragraph starters, so that you can, if you don't have a gratitude journal, it's fine. Get a notebook, get some paper. I don't care. Go buy one. It doesn't really matter, but that you can start being intentional with the things in your life that you're grateful for. But here's the key. Grateful for things that you have currently. Maybe it's a roof over your head, gas in your tank, a food in your stomach, a child that's alive. I'm super grateful for that, right? Every single day. But it's also grateful for what you don't have yet. So that's the trick in here. This is the little tweak to it. You're writing about things that you're grateful for that you haven't even accomplished yet, as if they're already done, because the feeling of gratitude is a magnet that draws it to you. So whether you're grateful for the 12 pounds you've lost, or you're grateful for the new business partners in your life, or you're grateful for the new relationship or the new career, whatever it is, grateful for it, very specific, right? Or you can start vague and then go specific with it, but grateful for it before you've accomplished it with the feeling as if you already have. That will change your life. Because when you can lock into that feeling of gratitude, even for a split second, it's true. It's overwhelming. And it's happened to me a gazillion times, right? But just saying, oh, I'm grateful that I have, a warm bed to sleep in it's great, but it's not like one of those feelings that, rocks you to your core. So what is it that you want that you don't have yet, that you are grateful for, that you can feel that feeling that rocks you to your core, that you will accomplish, that you will do? And maybe it's somewhere you want to go. Maybe it's something you want to be a part of. I don't know what your goals and dreams are. But that's what the gratitude journal is for. It's for being grateful for what we already have and grateful for what we don't have yet, as if it's already done, and that's how you create it, with that gratitude. Gratitude's the magnet. So with that being said, we're going to pop right into chapter 7, which is entitled Gratitude. Get my glasses. Okay, so that first sentence where he says, getting rich is to convey the idea of your wants to formless substance. You're going to convey, you're going to talk, right? Talk to God. This is what I want. We talked about that last time, right? So he's going to give us instructions to bring you into perfect unity with the mind of the supreme power, or God. Remember, God, universe, supreme power, source, whatever you want to call it. All the same thing, right? So these instructions are going to put you in perfect unity with God. The whole process of mental adjustments can be summed up in one word, and that's gratitude. First, here's 3 steps. First, you believe that there is one intelligent substance from which all things proceed. The intelligent substance is God. It's a quantum field, it's source, it's the universe, whatever you want to call it, it's all. Okay? Because it's infinite. Omnipresent, omnipotent, all. You understand that? You agree with that? Done. There you go. Second, you believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. You have to believe that God will give you everything you want. Everything you desire, you can have. You have to come into alignment with that. And if you don't, that's something you might want to write down tonight on that piece of paper that you're going to take outside and burn. is whatever it is that that's holding you back, that you don't believe that. And maybe you don't even know. Maybe you just write down the statement that I don't know why I don't believe that God's going to give me everything in my heart's desire, but I don't care. I just want to eliminate that from my body, from my mind, my spirit, my soul, from all of me, because I don't know why I don't believe God's going to give me everything I want. Just let go of it. And then go, you know what? I'm going to write this down. I believe that God will give me everything that I desire. Replace it with that. Does it sound like it's that matter of fact? It is that matter of fact. You're taking out an old program that was limiting, holding you back, and you're saying, oh, God, put in a new program, one that aligns with you. Okay, I'll do that. Doesn't that sound better? Right? And then third, you relate yourself to it by feeling a deep and profound sense of gratitude. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about, the feeling. Gratitude is a feeling. If you picture, I know you guys have seen this in different things, I don't know, movies or whatever. Like where there's, even in cartoons where little like sound waves go out, right? And you can see like, vroom, vroom, vroom. You know what I'm talking about? Out into the, I don't know even how to describe this. Like picture like like an alien with a wand or something. And you see like, those little waves, those little like radio waves that go out. I don't know, but that's all I'm picturing. So I'm picturing from my heart this feeling of gratitude. And it's going out like those waves, like vroom, 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 those waves going out. And those waves are kind of like, they're magnetic. And so the feelings that I have of gratitude about whatever it is gets immediately, you know what magnets do, right? Boom, they suck things to them that are metal. So this magnet coming from my heart, this gratitude feeling is attracting to it what I'm being grateful about. And it's like, boom, it sucks it to me. Now, maybe it happens instantly. Maybe it happens over a course of days or months or weeks or years. I don't know, right? It depends on how long you can hold that feeling, not at one time, but on a consistent basis. I remember when I was in It Works in 2011, I was a brand new double diamond at the end of the year, and I wanted to promote to triple diamond by December. No one promoted in December back then. No one promoted, period. And I was going triple diamond before that year was over because I was going to conference in January and sitting in the VIP section, period. That was it. And so I remember sitting there in a chair like this in my home in Indiana, not like this, not with starfish. It was some leafy chair, we were in Indiana. And so I was sitting there, I would just sit there and close my eyes, and I would just see myself on stage. I would see them coming up, Mark and Pam coming up and congratulating me and handing me the microphone. Back then, they still handed you the microphone, even if you weren't an ambassador, handed me the microphone. And it was like I was sitting in the audience watching it happen. And I was so excited to see it. This excitement of like, yes, I'm a triple diamond. I'm going to get a pin that has 3 diamonds on it. I'm going to get a jacket that has 3 diamonds on the back of it. They were like rhinestones, And I'm going to get the microphone and I'm going to get to talk. And I would just feel how amazing it felt, how grateful I was to be on stage, and I could see myself there. And it was like, boom, 2 months later, triple diamond, done. It was the magnet that I was putting out. Anything that you'll give your attention to, just for moments. I'm talking 2 moments. I would sit there, 2 minutes, sit there and do that. And then, boof, I was back up and going, right? You got kids running around. You don't have like 12 hours to meditate all day long, spend all that time. You just got to hold it for a little bit and then go, do work, right? So that's what we're talking about, that deep and profound gratitude. I've had it so many times on so many things. So there's your 3 steps. Believe there's a God. Believe God gives you everything you desire, and feel the gratitude for that you are wanting, your desires. Last paragraph. It's easy to understand that the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we shall receive. It's easy also to understand that the soul that is always grateful lives in closer touch with God than the one which never looks to him in a thankful acknowledgement. A lot of times people get into the please God, please God, please God. Meaning, please God, give me this. Please God, do this for me. Please God, help me here. I don't know. All churches are different. But a lot of times, in my experience, I've seen when people go and dump their crap. And they're like, I'm on my knees and I'm praying, God, you'll fix this and do this for me and do this for me and do this for me. And I want to get rid of all this. I'm a sinner and blah, blah. I don't know. Just crazy. I've not had that great of experiences as an adult in churches. And so I look at my church with God is every day. That's every day. It's not one time a week. It's not a place for me to say, please, God, give me this. It's a place for me to come in alignment with God and say, we are co-creating this world. What are we going to do with it? What do I want it to look like? I want your assistance. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Let's do this together. Right? Remember we talked about that last week? You're talking to your dad, right? Let's have this conversation, Dad. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what we're going to do, right? And then there's God's plan, and then there's your plan. And sometimes he's like, let's just put, my plan in here because I think your plan's it's not going the way I exactly want it to. Kind of like with Taylor, right? I mean, I knew it was going to happen before it was going to happen. There's so many things that I knew, just little triggers. I knew something was going to happen before it was going to happen. I could just feel it because I knew what I was asking for, and I didn't know how to get it. It wasn't obviously her experiencing that, but on a spiritual, on a soul level, things that I was searching for in myself. And she agreed to come into this world and be that partner with me to go through this and do these things. So we would experience these things together. So crazy. And I'm so grateful every day for that experience and for what we have done and learned and grown. And wow, like I would not be who I am today without all of this that's going on in life, right? Everything's happening for us, not to us. So when you're talking to God, it's coming into agreement with God in that grateful heart, right? It's not, God, do this for me. God, take this away. Please help me. Please, 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 please. It's like, all right, I'm going to take ownership in my life too. We're going to be partners. Like you're a business partner. God's your business partner, right? All right, let's work on this together. You lead me, you guide me. And if I feel like I've veered off a little bit, I'll say, all right, you show me. Show me who to talk to. Show me what to do. Lead me, guide me. And put it in front of my face because, like, I'm a pretty matter-of-fact, blunt person. Like, I want to see now, today. Like, give me a sign. And if that's not enough, give me another sign. Like, I don't know. Show me in the animals. Show me in the clouds. Show me in the birds. Show me in the wind. Whatever. I don't know. Show me. But lead me and guide me. And I've done that so many times. And boom, he'll throw those answers right in front of my face. And it's so, you can't deny it. You cannot deny it when you're living in that connection, that connected to God, and you get those serendipitous moments, those synchronicities. You're like, this is God. I can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. It's so cool. And you guys have all experienced that where you're in the flow when you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and you're like, boom. Like, I feel like I'm like, God's right here walking right next to me, right? But we know he's not a person that walks. He's an energy, right? It's an energy, and the energy is in all of us. So your job is to stay connected to it at all times, as much as possible, right? It says right here, stay closer touch with God, right? Stay closer touch with that God self inside of you. Acknowledge in a grateful way, okay? The more grateful we fix our minds on the supreme, when good things come to us, the more good things we will receive, and the more rapidly they will come. This is the trick, because we all have life and we all have ups and downs, and sometimes you can get way off path, right? We've all been there. We can get off course. That's why we have the masterminds, right? That's why we have a group of people, of like-minded people that are there with us, that got our backs. I don't know about you guys, but I've got several different chats, some Voxer chats, some on Facebook, Messenger chats of girls and guys that have come together at different times and different things. And we message each other. We'll say, hey, let me bounce this off of you. Or, hey, what do you think about this? Or, oh my God, can you believe I'm seeing this, and this? Or, oh my God, I had this dream. What do you think this is? How do you interpret this? This is what's going on in my life. Oh my God, I had this dream the other night. Holy cow. So, right, I'm writing this cookbook. Okay, well, I've already written the cookbook, but I'm editing the cookbook with the editor, publisher, and, I had a photo shoot on Monday. So I guess it was Sunday night. I guess it was. I sleep. When I go to bed, boom, my head, I'm out, done. Well, I think I was Monday morning. Maybe I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I slept at all. All I did all night long was think about other things I wanted to add into this cookbook. Because it's not just a cookbook. It's a reference to, it's a tool. I thought of other things. And then this in the morning before I woke up, I told Brent, I'm like, I literally delivered a person's baby on a cruise ship. I'm going on a cruise in about 10 days. I literally was on this cruise. This lady's having a baby. She's huge, pregnant. They pull me into this cruise ship room to deliver this baby. And I'm like, delivering the book? Hello. I'm delivering the book. It's really not that big of a deal. I can totally do this, right? Anybody can just pop out a book. But it's always seemed like such a daunting task for me. And now that I did it, it was like, oh, wow. Okay, cool. This is great. Let's just get this done, right? Take the picture. Boom, boom, boom. We're done. But it's just, that's what I'm talking about. A group of people that you can just say, oh my God, hello, I just had this dream, or, oh my God, I'm seeing this and I need help. I need clarification. And someone, when you're like, okay, I'm out of sorts. A group of people that can put you back in sorts, that can pull you back in and say, hey, let's stay on track. Let's stay focused. Let's stay together. Right. So that's what I'm talking about, where you're staying connected, right? You're staying tapped in, tuned in, turned on, in your flow, in your vortex, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to receive more things, better things, more rapidly, because you are staying in that. And the reason simply is that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which all blessings come. I love that part. The whole thing where it says in the next paragraph, gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come, and it will keep you in close harmony with creative thought and prevent you from falling into competitive thought. Gratitude alone can keep you looking toward the all and prevent you from falling into the error of thinking that supply is limited. And to do that would be fatal to your hopes. So staying in that place of gratitude. You're in an argument with your spouse. What am I grateful for in this moment? Nothing. Right? You're ticked. And I remember one time I was listening to an audio years ago, and the lady, she said, and I mean years ago, this is probably a good 8 years ago, she said, now, when you're in an argument with someone, a spouse, things are, getting heated, whatever, just picture the most incredible memory you have of them and just bring that down. I'm going to give you another tool here. This is coming in for you guys. You're going to want to write this down in a second. You're going to bring this memory down of them over them, and it's just going to be like a blessing for them and for you both. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try this out. So Brent and I were in an argument, right? And I'm sitting here in my mind and I'm going, I got nothing, God, nothing. Not a happy moment, not a good memory, nothing. I'm pissed. So you pick something right now to put down over him, because I got nothing. There's no happy memories I can think of right now. I'm not happy. And I was just like, I'm laughing in my head and I'm looking at him like, yeah, I kid you not. It was like this wave came over him. And he was just this happy guy, like everything just completely dissipated and everything was fine. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. All right, well, let me try that again. Maybe I'll try that again with I learned this little simple blessing. You're going to want to write this down. I learned this little simple blessing from a guy that came back in Indiana and did a 2-day workshop. It's incredible. And I thought next time we're going to have an argument, I'm going to do this little simple blessing over him. Or next time there's a situation that's going to arise, like I can anticipate it, I'm just going to do the blessing over him beforehand. Just make sure I kind of like smooth it out before it happens. Okay, he doesn't know this to this day. So this is top secret. Do you understand? Even if you're watching the recording, he still doesn't know this. I use this on him all the time. And I taught Trey too a long time ago. So he does the same thing. So it's not like we're using God. We're just saying, hey, can you like help this situation out and make everything just be like, not that we don't argue, we do, but just, make it as light and easy as it can possibly be, right? Because that happens. We get into arguments with people, or people have disagreements. It's life, especially when you're talking about men and women, like, right? You're like, sometimes like, what? I don't know. Men just things are just different. Like, I don't know what happened in their brain, but something's not all up there, right? But anyway, so here's the blessing, okay? It works, not just on him, it works on other people. It does. And it's just picturing God's white light coming down over them. So if you can do nothing else in the beginning, but just stand there and look at someone and picture them just covered in God's white light, there you go. You're like, God, just pour your white light all over them. That'll be perfect. But here are the words, okay? And I use this all the time on myself, and I use this all the time on other people. Family specifically. I don't randomly go around and just like bless strangers too much, unless like God pops it in my head, and then I'm like, okay, I'm randomly in my mind just blessing this person with this little blessing. I don't know why, but you do, it doesn't matter. So it's, dear God, please bless me. I'll say it as if it's me, but you would put the person's name in it. And please bless yourself every day. Dear God, please bless me and wipe the slate clean to bring healing and balance to my complete being. So, dear God, please bless me and wipe the slate clean to bring healing and balance to my complete being. physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Thank you, God. Amen. So this simple blessing you can do over your cell phone, you can do over your food, you can do over a person. And like I said, I do it over a bed. Like if I go to a hotel room, I'm cleaning that bed before I get down in that thing. You can forget it. Airplane, heck yeah, let me clear that seat, right? Doctor's office, I don't ever go there. But if you have to sit down in the chairs or something, clear the chairs, right? People leave their stuff when they sit, right? You know how you sit down next to somebody, you're like, ooh, energy's icky. Or you're like, ooh, I want to talk to this person. Well, that icky energy can hop on you too. Bad vibes, right? So just if you're in an argument or if you're, in a situation, disagreement, just picture God's white light coming down over somebody and just say, God, please bless this person. Wipe the slate clean. You can visualize, wipe the slate clean to bring healing and balance to their complete being. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Thank you, God. Amen. Don't say thank you, God, for blessing this person. Say, please. This is where I want you to say, please. Please bless this person. Priceless. Priceless. Glenda, do you have a question? No? You're good? Okay. Okay. All right. So there's a law of gratitude, and it's absolutely necessary that you should observe the law if you're going to get the results you seek. Okay? The law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal and opposite. I starred this part. The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to God, the supreme intelligence, is a liberation or expenditure of force. It cannot fail to reach that to which it's addressed. And the reaction is an instantaneous movement towards you. Remember the vibes coming out from your heart? Those are going out. It's instantaneous. It's going to start coming back towards you. Okay? Draw nigh unto God, and he will draw nigh unto you. Put it out. It's going to come back. Right? That's a statement of psychological truth. And if your gratitude is strong and constant, the reaction in formless substance will be strong and continuous. The movement of the things you want will always be toward you. So this is not every once in a while, I'm going to think about it, or I'm not getting what I want right now, so I better start being grateful. It's continuous. It's constant. It's something you put into your habits, right? Gratitude keeps you connected to the power. I wrote that in the side. You see that where it says that? Notice grateful attitude that Jesus took, how he always seems to be saying, I thank thee, Father, that thou hearest me. I thank thee, Father, that thou hearest me. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude, for it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. God's powerful. Do you want to be a powerful co-creator with God? Then you better stay connected to him. It's no different than if you picture a cord connected to you, connected to God. You want to stay connected, right? That's another thing. This stuff's coming in great tonight. You guys are like open. So, cords. Sometimes we have cords attached to us from people that don't serve our highest good. You can ask Archangel Michael. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Archangel Michael or not. Michael, he's a protector. He's the right hand of God, protector. He's blue flame angels. Work with him. Ask Archangel Michael and his blue flame angels to cut any cords from you that do not serve your highest good. Send light to you. Fill those voids with light, right? And send light back to the people. Send the cords back to the people. Send light to them as well, too. Cut the cords. Because it may be a family member. It may be a business partner. It may be a coworker. It may be, I don't know. But you don't have to know. Just ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords. People that don't serve your highest good that are connected to you. Watch them leave your life. It's wild. It's really wild. But keep that cord strong between you and God. That's your focus, right? And all the people that are like-minded, that have that mentality, that want to improve themselves, right? That want to increase their life. The moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things as they are, you begin to lose ground. So here's the thing, okay? You have to, a lot of times we look at our lives, like what's going on right now. And we're like, well, my bills aren't paid. I'm barely making ends meet. This is not working, right? It's like patting a snowball. God's going, are you going to stay consistent? Are you really, really serious this time? Like, are we really going to do this together? Because if you're going to co-create with me, I'm going to co-create with you, but I need to see that you're going to put your effort in. I'll put my effort in. I'll match your effort all day long. But let me see what you got. That's going to build trust, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're almost working with a person, but you're working with like the ultimate source of all. That may sound crazy, but it's not. So don't focus on the things how they are right now. Stay focused, even if it's moments in gratitude, what you don't have yet that you want to accomplish. Stay focused in those moments. Bless yourself. Clear yourself every single day. God, clear me. Bless me. I don't know what's going on. I feel off. Help me. Right? Reach out to one of us. Reach out to your core group, your mastermind group, and say, I need help. I'm feeling off today. I'm overwhelmed. Give me a tool. Tell me something to do. What can I read? What can I listen to? People come to me all the time. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, listen to this audio. Blah, 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 blah. Read this book. Blah, 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 blah. Go do this. Right? Because that's at the end of the day, like I can't fix anybody but myself. I can just only give you tools. That's what I do. I use tools to work on me. I'll give you tools to work on you. Right? And then you got to have that connection with God and say, God, I need your help. Give me the strength. But at the end of the day, we have our own willpower, don't we? He gave us free will. We have free will to do whatever we want. We choose to sit on that couch and do nothing. Or we choose to work 80 hours a week to have a life that we never dreamed possible. So one day we don't ever work again when people are still working 80 hours a week, right? Do now what others won't so you can do later what others can't. Okay, so at the end of that page where it says, on the other hand, to fix your attention on the best is to surround yourself with the best and become the best. The creative power within us makes us into the image of that to which we give our attention. So this Sunday, Alana is having a dream board party at her house. And it's really important, if you haven't done this yet, to have some kind of vision board or dream board or goal board of things you want to accomplish in your life physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Where are some places you want to go? What do you want your health to be? What do you want to achieve financially, in your job, in your relationships? You can print things off the internet. We're going to do that. We're also going to cut lots of stuff out of magazines. And we're going to create our dream board. Why would you create a dream board? How do you know where you're going if you don't put it on paper? And why not do what how most all of us learn are visually? Most people are visual learners. Then they're auditory, kinesthetic, depending on the person. Some are more kinesthetic. Very few people are just auditory where they can just or read it, hear it, whatever. They need to like visually see it, right? You're like I was talking to my publisher today and I'm trying to explain a Buddha bowl and she cannot get the concept. I'm like, how can you not get the concept of a Buddha bowl? And I go, wait a minute. It doesn't really matter if you can't get the concept. The picture's going to be right there next to the recipe. So a brainiac can figure it out. She's like, I can't understand, how much spinach are you going to use? And where does it go? And is it cooked or is it raw? And I'm like, oh, the picture will show you. The spinach is your base. But she's like, but you don't have is it a half cup of tomatoes? Is it a quarter cup of carrots? And I'm like, the picture will show you what it's supposed to look like. And she's like, okay. I'm like, so just leave all of this, just not with any specific measurements because you don't need them for this recipe. And so anyways, we're visual. That's what a dream board's for. That's for you to fix your attention on the best. Surround yourself with the best. Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to have? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Right? It's in the book Magic. Would you put your desires? Yes. Also, faith is born of gratitude. All right. I need you guys to get this part right here because we're finishing up this chapter, but I need you to get this. People will say, well, just have faith. Just have faith. And you're like, what the hell is faith? How can you just say have faith? What is faith? I don't know what faith is. What is faith, right? Faith is being sure of things unseen, and faith is being sure of things what we're hopeful for and things unseen, right? Hebrews 11:1. Okay, well, what is that? What is faith? This right here tells you the grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best. It takes the form of character of the best and will receive the best. Also, faith is born of gratitude. The grateful mind continually expects good things, and that expectation becomes faith. Right there, out of my everything I've ever on faith, that right there explains it to a T. The grateful mind continually expects good things. Expectation becomes faith. How do I have faith that I'm going to accomplish this? Because I stay focused on a grateful heart of it already happening before it does. I stay grateful on all different things in my life. That's built my faith, my belief that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I say I'm going to accomplish it, I'm going to accomplish it. If I want something, if I need an answer, if I want information, it's going to come from the formless substance and I'm going to get it. I believe. I have that faith and believe because I've proven it time and time and time and time again. When I said earlier, I want a sign, I want an answer, that's faith. I believe. I'll never forget when Taylor had a trach. We took the trach out and she had a hole right here still. And they were like, close it. The doctor's like, you need to have surgery, close it. I'm like, I can't put her through one more surgery. I cannot do this. It'll just close on its own. 6 months, I think it went by. It hadn't closed on its own. And I was just like, oh God, should I do this? Should I not do this? I'm going to go for a walk, 4-mile walk. I'm going to go for a walk. On this walk, this is what I'm saying to God when I'm going to my walk. I want to know without a shadow of a doubt if I'm supposed to close this or not. I want to know. You tell me. You got 4 miles to give me my answer. Okay? That's it. That's how matter of fact I am. I go for this walk. Kid you not, 3 different times. The word close, whether it was close, CLOTHES, there was a clothesline out. Close or close as in close something. These things randomly, out of the blue, nowhere came up. The last one was the most significant because I'd already seen 2. One was a clothesline. One was like, I don't know, somebody closed their car door or something, when I was thinking about it. Like I'm walking and then I'm not thinking. All of a sudden it pops in my mind and then poof, this is right in front of my face. So I'm like, okay, was that it? Was that your sign that was something was closing? Like I should close it, surgically close it. So the last one, I'm on the last half mile of the walk. Come up this corner, curve around the hill. We're out in the country. This house, they always had this old camper. No, they never went camping. They couldn't even keep track of their yard. I don't know. But they had this old little camper like you pull behind, always set in the same spot. Swear they never went anywhere with it. They didn't have a vehicle that could pull it. So I don't even know why it was there. But anyways, nothing was ever done with it. So I'm coming up around the corner, around the hill. All of a sudden, boom! I mean, like scare the crap out of me. Jump out of control. There's not a person there. The door was slammed. Like slammed shut. Like as if God was saying, did you not hear me the other 2 times? I said close it. Did you hear that one? Close it. I'm like, okay. I went home, made the appointment for the surgery, had the surgery scheduled for the next week, took her to Louisville. We closed it. They were surprised. She required 0 medications, no pain medicines, nothing. And she was eating by mouth the next morning and they discharged us 6 hours early. And I'm like, oh, that's God. Yes, thank you. They were just completely flabbergasted at how that had all happened. They were just shocked. And I'm like, no, I'm not. God said, close it. He said, close it. Let's go close it. Check, done. So anyways, that's faith, right? Faith is born of that consistent gratitude, that expectation. I love that part. I just crazy. The stories that are coming in tonight for you guys are really, they're not things I normally share with people at all. So depending on how well you know me or not, you may be like, woo, she's out there. But I think he's kind of saying, Stace, come on, you need to share more of the stuff that's out there that you don't normally share, because that's kind of the stuff that, I need to trigger these people. I don't know, because I don't normally share these stories, but whatever. Like I told you, just whatever comes through, comes through. I don't pick. It's so weird how stuff pops in my head too. And I'm like, where was that? Where was that story from 8 years ago? I don't know. 12 years ago? I don't know. All right. And because all the things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all the things in your gratitude. So be grateful for everything that pops into your mind when you're sitting down with your gratitude journal. There's nothing too small to be grateful for. You can be grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that my dog is laying here next to me right now and not snoring. Because trust me, if she was, you would hear her. So I'm so grateful she's just laying here nicely. God has worked a long time and very patiently to bring us up to where we are in industry and government. So I love this part because this is where he talks about don't be, focused on politics and all of this stuff. Just be grateful we're in the land of the free. Be grateful that we have the unlimited opportunities that we do. We are the only country in the world that has the opportunities that we do. People are dying, starving, dying to get into this country. It's insane, right? What's out there, what's going on, what happens to people. They don't have freedom. Like, we have unlimited anything and everything. We have access to anything. So don't get caught up in this politician here or this government here or this there or this blah, blah, blah. Just be grateful that we have that in place so that we do have our freedom to do whatever we want, whenever we want, believe whatever we want, say whatever we want, and we're not killed, right? It's that serious. Just be grateful. All right, chapter 8, thinking in the certain way. This is where they wanted you to go back to chapter 6 and reread the part again about the guy with the house and how he just asked for a couple things. And he was like, oh, I should have asked for more. Because he asked for the stove and then the rug and then he got that. And he's like, oh my God, it's crazy how these things that I'd asked for just randomly popped into my life. Have you guys had how that happened? Where you're like, oh, I want this. And then all of a sudden, poof, here it comes into your life. And you're like, don't set guidelines on God, right? Don't be specific. Like, I want you to bring me this and this way, right? When I went on my walk, I was just like, just show me. Just show me. I don't care. Just show me. And he showed me in 3 different ways, right? Just be open to, okay? But don't ask small. Be specific and ask big. Or otherwise, you're going to get vague, kind of small stuff, okay? You must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. That's why the dream boards are important. Go get yourself some magazines. Cut some stuff out. Throw it on some poster board with glue stick like kids do, okay? I remember when Trey was in kindergarten and I went to pick him up one day and all the kids had across the out of the, how they put their stuff up outside the classroom for the parents to see. And they're like, what am I going to be when I grow up? And there's nurses. I live in the country of Indiana, right? Cornfields. There's nurses and there's teachers and there's veterinarians and there's farmers and there's doctors. And then there's my son who drew a picture of the Eiffel Tower and wrote world traveler. My 5-year-old draws a picture of the Eiffel Tower with the world traveler on it. And I'm like, of course you did. Buddy, did you go to Paris today? He goes, I sure did, Mama. I walked the markets of Paris today. And I said, you walked the markets of Paris? What did you see? And he said, I saw fruits and I saw vegetables and I saw clothing and I saw lots of people. I said, did you have fun? He goes, oh, I sure did. It was the best place ever. Okay, so here we go. God, this is weird. This is so weird. All right, you ready for this? Okay, so this is when he was 5. He is, 14. That was 4 years ago. So 10, 5 years later, I'm in Paris. Okay. And I took one of my friends with me. She was a student of mine because she lived in Europe. And anyways, I had a team over there and they were from the Philippines and she spoke French. They spoke French. She spoke Spanish. So I took her with me because I'm, just a kind of a country girl. I don't do the Europe thing at that point in time. I had only been to Europe once. And so, took Jamie with me. We're doing our fun stuff. We did the Eiffel Tower. It was awesome. We did all kinds of stuff. Well, it was like the second to last day we were there. And she's like, let's go down to the markets and let's go and just get some fresh food and just have a great morning. We didn't have anything planned that morning. I was like, okay, sure, great. We're going to meet up with some of the girls for dinner later that night. And so anyway, I'm walking through these markets in Paris. And it was like, it hit me, rocked me to my core. I completely felt and saw and experienced everything he had described to me 5 years before that. Everything. I mean, I literally, and I could text. I had access to service and stuff. And Trey had a phone. I'm like, Trey, I am in the markets of Paris right now. Like, I am literally where you were when you were in kindergarten? Do you remember that? And he's like, of course I remember that. Like, no, I'm here. Like, I can feel it with every core of cell in my being. I am here. It was so crazy, so bizarre. Like, it was, I don't know. I don't know why that came out either, but it did. You guys are getting all the goods tonight. So clear and definite. World traveler. Oh my God, I think that's on my Facebook. Is that on my Facebook? I think that's on my Facebook. Yeah, it is. You see it? World traveler. Oh my God, I'm cracking up at myself. All right. If you were going to send a wireless message to a friend, oh, I love this, you would not send the letters of the alphabet in their order and let him construct the message for himself. Nor would you take words at random from the dictionary. You would send a coherent sentence, one, which meant something. So when you try to impress your wants upon the thinking substance, remember that it must be done with a coherent statement. You know, a lot of times you're like, oh, God knows my heart. My mom always said that when we were growing up. God knows what's in your heart. He knows what you want. That was all my mom ever said. So I thought, well, that's all it. God knows what I want, right? You got to have communication. You're not gonna send a message to somebody and not have the words written in the order, right? I love that part. Coherent statement. Coherent means it's together, right? It makes sense. On the next page, I underlined and starred and wrote obsessed in the sidelines. So on the part where it starts, you must no more lose sight of it than the helmsman loses sight of the compass. It's not necessary to take exercises in concentration, nor to set apart special times for prayer, affirmation. I told you guys that the most of my stuff comes when I'm driving down the road or when I'm in the bathroom putting on my makeup, and I don't even pay attention to anything, but just, trying to get my makeup on and obviously do my hair without burning myself. Y'all see that? My first attempt at curling my hair on Saturday. Yeah. Straightener 1, Stacy 0. But anyways, it's just random times, right? It doesn't have to be like hours in silence or any of that stuff. Okay, some of these things are well enough, but all you need to know is what you want and what you want it, and you want it badly enough so that it'll stay in your thoughts. And I wrote the word obsessed out to the side. What is it you want? I told you I wanted triple diamond at that time. I wanted it. After that, I wanted ambassador diamond. I wanted it. What did you want? Right? That's what you focus on. You become obsessed with it. That it filters your mind constantly. You wait. Okay. I'm in the middle of the night. I'm dreaming about parts of my book that I got to add this to my book. I got to add this to my book. And then I have a baby, right? I'm delivering a baby. Not me having a baby, but I'm delivering a baby. I'm having this book, right? This book's coming out. I'm obsessed with it. You got to focus on it. That's it. Okay. The methods set forth here are for people whose desire for riches is strong enough to overcome mental laziness and the love of ease and to make them work. The more clear and definite you make your picture, then, and the more you dwell upon it, bringing out all of its delightful details, the stronger your desire will be. Stronger your desire, the easier it will be to hold in your mind. Picture of what you want. Something more is necessary, however. So before we go to that part, if you're just fine with just barely getting by, I met with somebody this morning who's new to our BNI, and he said, up until this point in my life, my bills are, they're paid for. We're not late for anything. All of our needs are met. And I've just been, he works 3 jobs as a 50-year-old. And I've just been, I've gotten by all these years. And I said, well, how's that working out for you to just get by? Like, how does that feel? He's like, I want to be able to do one thing, the one thing that I love, and not have these other 2 jobs. So you got to focus on what you want. You have to stay strong, right? With what you want. You can't be lazy about it. You can't just be like, I'm just going to get by. I'm just going to pay my bills. You got to do more. You got to work more. You got to stay consistent with God. You got to put forth that action and that effort on what you love. We talked about living your purpose, right? So he sat there, and out of the 3 jobs, he picked one. And he said, when I do this job, I don't even feel like I'm working. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so fired up. I can't wait to do it again. I just feel so rewarded when I see what I'm doing and helping the customers. And when I do these other 2 jobs, I know it's just for bills and I hate being there and I don't like it, but it's what I have to do. And I said, well, you're 50 years old. You need to stay focused and centered and connected with what you love and focus on more of that and attract more of that to you with a grateful heart. And those other jobs will go away because they don't fill you up. They're not firing you up. And this one here can definitely fulfill all of your financial needs way beyond your wildest dreams. It's obvious. I mean, the profession he's in the service industry. You absolutely can rock your world financially with this profession. So, but something more is needed than just that. Okay. So I circled, starred, underlined. Behind your clear vision must be the purpose to realize it, to bring it out in tangible expression. And behind this purpose must be an invincible and unwavering faith that the thing is already yours, that is at hand, and you only have to take possession of it. Just like I shared with you with him. He knows his purpose with this business that he owns himself. He knows it. He feels it. He loves it. He doesn't even feel like he's working. He's tapped in, tuned in, turned on, fired up with that. The other 2, no. So you have to stay in that, right? That clear vision of what that is, that purpose, right? And be invincible and unwavering in your faith that it's already yours. So for him, it's that this is my sole source of income and this is blessing me financially beyond my wildest dreams. That feeling as if that's the only thing he's doing all day long, every day. And we seriously talked about that this morning over coffee at 9 a.m. So whether it's a new house, right? I talked to you guys about my house and the house plan and blah, blah, blah. I talked to you all about that. Whatsoever things ye ask for when ye pray, believe that ye receive them and ye shall have them. See how believe. You have to believe, right? Like I said earlier, you know there's a God. You have to believe that God will give you your desires, right? You have to believe, said Jesus. See the things you want as if they're actually around you all the time. See yourself owning and using them. This is where the dream board comes in. So you don't have the car you want right now. So you don't live in the house you want. Maybe you don't live in the neighborhood you want. Maybe you don't have the clothes that you want. Maybe your hair is not the way that you want. Maybe your nails aren't. Maybe you don't have the dog that you want. Maybe you don't have the spouse that you want. Maybe you don't have the pay raise that you want. I don't know, right? Only you know. But you have to see that, surround yourself with it visually. I remember when we used to write on the mirror in lipstick what our goal was, how much money we wanted to make per month. We did that at one time. We wrote in lipstick, men didn't, but women did, on the mirror what our next goal was. So we could see it every day, every morning, brushing your teeth, getting ready, every night before bed, washing your face, brushing your teeth, blah, blah, blah. It's there. Right? There's another thing I'm going to share with you guys. It's called The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale. Okay, it's a 36-minute audio. First professional development, self-development audio ever. And he only recorded it. It was back in the 50s because he wasn't going to be able to make it to the meeting he was presenting to the businessmen. So he recorded himself so they could listen to it since he wasn't going to be able to be there. And they're like, oh my God, we need that every single day. We could listen to that recording every single day of our lives. And so he started recording. But anyways, this one, it actually has the Sermon on the Mount. And so when I was going Ambassador Diamond, I listened to this every single day in the car, every day. And I would write on index cards, okay, the Sermon on the Mount and what it is that I wanted to accomplish. And at the time it was ambassador. So everywhere I would go, I would see the word ambassador on the side of trucks. I pulled into a parking lot somewhere on the east side, and Ambassador Travel was right there. And I'm like, I didn't even know that existed here. I mean, I would just see the word everywhere, but I had on index cards, like you couldn't even see the speed, which is probably bad for me, but you couldn't even see the speed in my car, the speedometer. I just saw the word ambassador and the Sermon on the Mount. So you have to fill your mind with it. Maybe it's just one thing. Maybe it's just a health goal. Whatever it is, pick one thing that you want right now, that you want to work on right now. One thing that's obtainable in maybe a 90-day period, right? Maybe even 30-day. What could you accomplish this week that you could focus on? Remember I told you about the little book E Squared? What could you focus on right now that you could see manifest in your life? And you could be like, oh, that's building my confidence, my belief, my faith, right? So we'll do that again. Oh, I'm staying consistent. I'm writing my gratitude journal. What else do I want to accomplish? What else do I want to do? What other goal do I want to reach? Do I want to lose 5 pounds in the next 2 weeks? Boom. Okay, great. Focus on that, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. Where you put your focus is where things are going to happen. And that's what this is talking about. Unwavering faith. Invincible and unwavering faith. Whatever you ask for and you believe, you will receive. Dwell upon the mental picture until it's clear and distinct. Oh, distinct. Sorry. I'm like reading ahead. Clear and distinct. And then take the mental attitude of ownership toward everything in that picture. Take possession of it in your mind. Hold on to it. Whatever it is. Be thankful for it all the time as you expect to be when it has taken form. The person who can sincerely thank God for the things that as yet he owns, only in imagination has real faith. This sentence right here sums up the magic. This is the magic. The gratitude's the magic. That's the secret sauce. It's the gratitude. The person who can sincerely thank God for the things that he as yet owns. I said that wrong. That as yet he owns. Only in imagination has real faith. He will get rich. She will get rich. Right? He will cause the creation of whatever he wants. She will cause the creation of whatever she wants. You don't need to pray repeatedly for things you want. Please, God, give me this. Please, God, give me this. Please, God, do this for me. It's not necessary to tell God about it every day. Your part, here you go, you ready? Your part is to intelligently formulate your desire for the things which make for a larger life. And to get the desire arranged into a coherent whole. And then to impress this whole desire upon the formless substance, which has the power and the will to bring you what you want. Your job is to be clear. Your job is to decide. I talked to somebody earlier today and she's like, I don't really know what I want next in my life, with my business, with my future. I don't really know what I want. And I said, I understand. Then you're not going to get anything. Like you're not going to move forward. You have to decide, what do I want next in my life? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? Pick something and start taking some steps towards it. You've got to start. I'll give you an example. Brent, live in Indiana, has his general contracting license his entire life. He's been building since he was 12 years old, right? His dad put hammer and nails, roofing, all the whole 9 yards. When I met him, he was building a golf course up there. Come down here. Nope. He's like, I'm going to fish. I'm going to bike. I'm going to golf. He's a great golfer, great fisherman, great biker. Dude's never rode a bike in his life. Now he bikes with some buddies. You know, they go boating, have a great time, right? Well, then he gets bored because he's not living his purpose. Okay? So it was cool being retired for a few years, but then he's bored. Like, he's like, I don't want to do dishes and laundry. I'm like, neither do I. I ain't doing that crap either. So it's a no. Don't look at me like I'm going to do the dishes and laundry all the time when you're out like golfing. No, I'm working. I don't think so. All right. So he decides, I'm like, you got to redefine yourself. You got to find your purpose. Like, what are you here for? He loves to build. He loves to create. I'm like, okay, great. Go do it. He's like, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he starts doing some jobs down here. And he pulls, as a general contractor down here, pull his license, pull a permit, because Brent doesn't have his license in Florida. It's only in Indiana. They don't switch him from state to state because the codes are different, right? Buildings different, materials are different down here. And so he's been observing over the years, obviously through us building 2 homes and seeing a gazillion homes being built, how things are different. But it's $3,000 and it's 5 full days of 9 hours per day in a classroom studying. Brent's not a book person. He's smart, but he's a smart talker, smart, out there in the field, and working with people, but he's not like sit down and read and study and like pop out tests. It's just not him. It's never been him. And so he's stressing over this and he's putting it off. I'm like, look, you're going to have to take some steps. If you don't want to keep pulling somebody else's permit, like if you want to go legit, if you want bigger things in your life, you're going to need to get a pair, you know what, and like, get going, take some steps, move forward. So, you know, we meet with some people about maybe them using their GC license, and we come home. I'm like, Brent, just go get yours. Just go get yours. You can take the time to sit in the classes. You can study. You can read. You can do this. You're smart. You know this, but you're going to have to start and just start. So anyway, long story short, he sits through all the classes. He's already taken one test, 6.5 hour test. You don't get to get up. You don't get to leave. No food, nothing. And if you don't pass it with at least 70%, you're done. You got to take it again. And it costs money to take, of course. So he's stressing, but he passes it, of course. He's got 2 more little tests to take. They're like 5 hours each. He's got 2 more to take. But what's happened is because he has opened some doors, he's made some commitments, he stepped through, now everything is opening up. All of a sudden, all these opportunities are coming to him. People want him to buy on this. They want him to go in on this deal. They want him to do this deal. He has this opportunity open up, this opportunity open, this one, all over here, Florida, and in Indiana, because he's taken steps. And that's what you've got to do. Your part is to formulate the desire. So now he knows I'm getting my GC license. I'm definitely going to do something down here. I'm definitely going to get in development. I'm definitely getting into properties. I'm getting into real estate. I'm going to do this. So you've got to have that desire. You've got to have that thing that you want and arrange it in a coherent thought, right? And press it upon God and watch the doors be opened. But you got to decide it. He may have decided it with me pushing him a little bit, but at least he did, right? I can't make him want to do something, but I'm happy to see him happy and living on his purpose, because he was put here to build, for sure, to create and to be out with people. And in the real estate development world, that's definitely him to a T. And so I'm happy to see him back living his purpose, because he still does the laundry and dishes, but now he's happier about it. I just do the cooking, so it's all good. He gets 1 meal a day. The rest he's on his own. All right, so the part where it says you do not make the impression by repeating strings of words, you make it by holding the vision, right? And that feeling with unshakable purpose to attain it, with the steadfast faith that you do attain it, right? Vision, purpose, faith, unwavering, okay? But this is huge here, you guys. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking. It's according to your faith while you are working. So we don't just sit back and say, please God, do this. Please God, give me this. I'm holding the vision on this. I'm meditating on this. Do that couple minutes, right? Do your 10, 15 minute, whatever. You do your meditation, your prayer time, then get out there and work. God blesses your action. Okay? Vision with unshakable purpose to attain it, with steadfast faith that you do attain it. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you're talking, but according to your faith while you are working. He says it again, while you are working. So huge. So huge. You have to give God something to bless, and he blesses your action. And he will bless it fast, just as you read earlier, right? He'll bless it fast. You stay connected, he'll bless it fast. Your head will spin sometimes at how fast things happen. People come into your lives, opportunities open up. You're like, what is going on? Oh, I'm disconnected to source. Perfect. Oral prayer is well enough and has its effect, especially upon yourself, in clarifying your vision and strengthening your faith. But it's not your oral petitions that get you what you want. In order to get rich, you do not need a sweet hour of prayer. You need to pray without ceasing. And by prayer, I mean holding steady your vision with the purpose to cause its creation into solid form, and the faith that you are doing so. Believe that ye receive them. Once you've clearly formed your vision, the whole matter turns on to receiving. So with Abraham, with Esther Hicks, she talks about the receptive mode. When you have formed it, it is well to make an oral statement addressing the Supreme in gratitude. Be in the receptive mode. Being in the receptive mode means I'm open to receive the blessings that God is putting in my life. I'm open to receive the new opportunities that God is putting in front of me, and I'm going to act on them. Even if they're scary, even if it's out of my comfort zone. It is out of my comfort zone to create a cookbook. Put me in front of 20,000 people and talk all day long. But a cookbook? I use a steak knife and a paper plate. Are you joking right now? One time I used a sharp knife, I still got a scar on my finger from it. Okay, so I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. You guys have seen me live. I'm going to start labeling myself now the reckless measurer, because that is so me. That describes me to a T. It is out of my comfort zone to have makeup done and go smile in front of a freaking camera that's huge. Doing a photo shoot, way out of my comfort zone. Way. Like, put me on live with me on my hair in a ponytail, my workout clothes on in my kitchen. I'm totally fine. Just talking to the people, throwing stuff in a bowl, stirring it up, throwing it in the skillet. So you've got to be out there working, putting forth that effort, right? Giving God that to bless. I'm not going to read this last whole part to you, but I want you to circle this last paragraph and imagine an environment. This is what you need to focus on. Before you go to bed tonight, read this part. This whole last part is huge. So I want you to make sure that you've read this over and over again. And the key word is imagine. Imagine an environment and a financial condition. Not focus on the way things are right now. There's no money in my bank account. I can't wait till it's payday, whatever. But imagine an environment. You have to let yourself go there. And if you can't think of it or you can't envision it, get on YouTube. Imagine what they had to do back in 1910. There was no TV, let alone YouTube, where I could just type in the words, imagine financial abundance, and 50 million things popped up. Pick the one that has the most views, it's the best. Right? That's what I do. I'm like, 20 million views, I'll watch that. 500,000 subscribers, that one's probably pretty good. Okay, great. Imagine an environment. If you're going to watch TV, go watch the Travel Channel. The ones where they pick the top 10 destinations in the world. I remember years ago, I never watched TV, but I would sit down and watch that. Whenever the Travel Channel would have on the top 10 destinations, Brent would be like, Stacy, you got to watch this one. I'm like, oh yeah, put me there. Let me see those. And I'd start writing them down. Places that I want to go. I've been to almost every one of them. Haven't been to Dubai yet. I'll get there. All right, chapter 9. So how to use the will. Okay, so on the second page, I didn't underline it on the first page, but on the second page where it says to get rich, you need only to use your willpower upon yourself. I can't make you get rich. Your mom can't make you get rich. Your spouse can't make you get rich. They can try to prevent you from getting rich, but you have free will. You choose to listen to them or believe them or buy into their beliefs, right? I think I told you guys that about my mom when I started with Arbonne. She was furious. We didn't speak for 2 years. When I got started with it at work, she's like, don't you do this again. Don't you do this again. I said, oh no. You remember what happened last time? Don't you think you're going to tell me what I'm going to do with my life and for my family, my future. You're my mom, great. I'm grateful that you brought me into this life, but you are not my boss. You are not in control of me, and you will not tell me what I will or will not do. I'm an adult. I make my own decisions. Thank you. Peace out. So you decide. You have to be strong. You use your willpower on yourself. You make your decisions. You decide what you do. And Britt will tell you, I'm not the easiest person to live with sometimes because I'm pretty darn strong-willed. I'm pretty powerful on what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do this, and this is it. We may have a discussion about it, but I'm going to decide. I'll never forget when I decided I was going to go to Europe. We got a phone call. We were at Starbucks, and Lisa, one of our distributors over there, called. She's like, oh my God, I booked these 2 events. There's 25,000 people at this expo. Orly's going to be there. OPI, Vogue. Oh my God, I need help. Can you guys come over? And we're like, when is it? She's like, 3 weeks. We're like, yeah, we'll be there. Brent's I went home, and he's like, what? You're going to Europe? There's no way. I've never been to Europe. And I'm like, it doesn't really matter. I've already decided I'm going to Europe. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. You'll figure it out. You'll be fine with the kids. We have, at the time, I think we had Chelsea. She can help out. My mom can help out some too in the evening. It'll be fine. You'll totally figure it out. You're dad of the year. You'll be great. Can't you just fly over to London, skip Dublin, come back, and then go over to Spain and do the event? Because we had 5 days in between. We were going to go to Ireland, meet the rest of Lisa's team, and do a big training there with her. And, nope, not going to happen. You don't just fly over to Europe and fly back and then fly over to Europe. Well, I guess you do now. You'd be a jet setter, right? Like Mark Pentecost, like, whoop, pop over, 72 hours, whoop, pop back, right? But when I get my private jet, I'll do that. But in the meantime, you don't just hop over the pond in a hot second. You're talking anywhere from like a 7 to 10 hour flight. So I was like, I'm going. I've already made up my mind. It's done. And I'm taking Jamie with me. So I come back alive because she knows Europe. And he's like, and you're going to pay for Jamie too? I'm like, yep, I sure am. Do you want me to come back alive or not? Because I don't know anything about subways, buses, systems, other languages, or anything else. I've never even seen Europe. And she lived there for 3 years. So that's it. Done. You want to have a discussion about it? You want me to help you work out the logistics? We can do that. But this is what I'm going to do. Massive payoff for my business. Massive, massive, massive. Made way more money back. But was priceless was the experiences. Getting to see Dublin, London, Paris, Spain, priceless. The experiences are priceless. And now he understands that because we went to Italy earlier this year. He didn't want to go to Italy. I'm like, I want to go to Italy. I want you to go to Italy. I want you to experience it. I've always wanted to go to Italy. He didn't want to go to Italy. I'm like, we're going to Italy. I don't know. It's too expensive. I don't know. I can't do airplanes. He made all kinds of excuses for a couple of years. I'm like, well, guess what? All my friends from the gym, my hairdresser, everybody, they just went to Italy. Let me show you some videos. So I showed him some videos of the water and of boating and of their hotel rooms. And he's like, oh, I want to do that. And I'm like, of course you do. You'll be fine. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll get a sleeping pill. I'll sleep through the night. It's no big deal. I'll figure it all out. Yeah, we're going to make that happen. And we did. And he loved it. He still says it's the best thing he's ever done in his entire life. All right. So you use your willpower on you and then bless the others, right? Bless them. Do the blessing. And then just impress your willpower for yourself. Don't impress it on other people, but stay strong in what you want and what you believe and hold true to your faith, right? Even if somebody tells you no. If you feel it's right in your heart, you say yes. The more steady and continuous your faith, the purpose, the more rapidly you will get rich because you will make only positive impressions on substance and you will not neutralize or offset them by negative impressions. So key. If you get involved in arguments, you go down rabbit holes of negativity, you get sucked into drama and chaos and craziness, whether it's the TV or whether it's in person, right? Remember I told you before? 17 seconds? You've created momentum. Like 60 seconds is max. That's it. No more. No more past 60 seconds. It's our rule in our house. 60 seconds. That's it. No more. 17 seconds, that momentum's picking up. You're going to go down a rabbit hole fast, and it may not be the right one. So you've got to stay focused on the positive, monitoring those thoughts. On the next page where it says doubt or unbelief is certain to start a movement away from you, doubt. So you're sitting here going, oh, this is great for you, Stacey. It worked great for you, right? But I don't think it's going to work for me. And so it is. It's not going to work for you because you just said it. You just doubted. You don't believe. Why? You don't have belief in yourself. You don't have confidence in yourself. You're going to have to start doing the things that this book says. You're going to have to start working on impressing your own willpower on yourself to make it happen, right? You work on you. You listen. You listen to the audios. You read. You reread. You talk to God. You have the conversations. You decide what you want. You make the dream boards. If you doubt it, then you're not going to get it. It's that simple. Like tonight, I was talking to Denise Wall. She's one of the Black Diamonds in the company. We were voxering back and forth and going on a cruise, like I told you, in 10 days. And it's a dream cruise, Disney Imagination Dream Cruise. And there's 20 of us that are going, and it's all about where do we see ourselves in the next 5 years? Dreaming, imagining, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Where do I see myself? Well, there's a party on the Saturday night of the cruise, Come As You Are party. And so you have to actually bring clothing, props, and the whole entire night you are who you are 5 years from now. Yeah. And she's messaging me. She's like, are you ready? Do you want to brainstorm? Do you want to talk about it? Do you want, let's be real specific. Let's get real clear on what you are, what you're doing. Who are you? What do you look like? All of this in 5 years from now. That's like, oh God, 5 years? Like I can think about what's going to happen in the next couple of years. 5 years? And I told her, I said, I know I'm speaking. I'm a doctor, got that done, PhD, right? That's going to be done here in the next 9 months. So what am I speaking on? Am I speaking on health? Am I speaking on finances? What am I talking on? I need to know. I don't know what I'm speaking on yet in 5 years. Is it at a TED Talk? I don't know. I think I'm going to talk at a TED Talk before then. So I need to meditate on that. I need to get in that conversation with God and go, can you please show me what I'm going to be doing in 5 years? Like, give me a magazine, give me a book, give me something random, put something in front of me that tells me exactly what I need to be doing 5 years from now, so that I know what I'm going to be at Come As You Are party. Don't doubt it. Don't have disbelief, right? You'll move yourself away from it. As faith and purpose are to start one towards you, it is not by understanding this that most people make their failure. Okay, listen. Every hour and moment you spend in giving heed to doubts and fears, every hour you spend in worry, every hour in which your soul is possessed by unbelief sets a current away from you in the whole domain of intelligent substance. All the promises are unto them that believe, and unto them only. Remember we talked about the people at the lottery? They become more bankrupt than anybody else, faster than anybody else, right? Because of those thoughts, those beliefs, moving away, right? They don't have the belief to hold on to it. All the promises are unto them that believe, and unto them only. Since belief is all important, it behooves, oh, that's crazy. Oh, that word, behooves you. That word has popped in my head for the last, God, where was I driving down the road when I was talking to Lisa, Tampa? 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, that word has popped into my head over and over again. All right, I got to read this again. All the promises are unto them that believe, and unto them only. Since belief is all important, it behooves you to guard your thoughts. And as your beliefs will be shaped to a very great extent by the things you observe and think about, it is important that you should carefully govern to what you give your attention. That's interesting. I mean, even today, the word popped into my mind to use it in a sentence. It keeps popping in my mind to use it in a sentence. And when I was talking to her about it, I was talking to her about this book called Emotion Code. It was written by a chiropractor. And I was talking to her about how you actually clear trapped emotions in your body. And the word that there's lots of words on this chart, and I've cleared a ton of trapped emotions over the years. But the word that popped into my head that day was behooves you, behoovement. Release the trapped emotion of behoovement. That's interesting. Very interesting in this weird world that Stacy lives in. Guard your thoughts, and as your beliefs will be shaped to a very great extent by the things you observe and think about. That's good. Okay, so on the next page he talks about don't study poverty, don't study disease, because what's happened, more poverty, more disease, right? Medicine as a science of disease has increased. Religion as a science of sin has promoted sin. Economics as a study of poverty will fill the world with wretchedness and want. We've seen that happen, haven't we, over the last 100 years? Do not talk about poverty. Do not investigate it or concern yourself with it. Never mind what its causes are. You have nothing to do with them. What concerns you is the cure. Do not spend your time in so-called charitable work. Do some of these bold statements challenge or confuse you? That really is cool to me. So when he talks about, and I don't know about you guys, everybody always has different experiences. Medicine, like tonight I was doing a party, and there were a couple girls there in scrubs, right? So you could tell that they were in the medical field somehow. And I shared with them that I hadn't been to a doctor since I was 18 years old. I've had a couple pap smears over the years, a couple, and obviously there was a doctor that delivered both my children. But other than that, I have not been seen by a doctor for anything. Nor do I need to. Why would I need to? I'm perfectly fine, right? And I connected to God, and that's my creator. That's where my divine health and healing come from at all times, right? And if things are out of whack, I need to get back and check with that. Guide me, lead me, show me, show me. And that's exactly like 3 years ago, what led me towards the eating, the lifestyle that I do now, being a vegan, all of that. Things are out of whack. My body's out of balance. Emma, it was April. I'll never forget the first dash we went to. And April was talking about being gluten intolerant. And she was showing us her hands, how her knuckles were swollen from the gluten. And I remember physically getting sick when she was talking about it. I almost threw up right there in the lobby of the hotel, literally 2 exits from my exit right now. That's where the dash was. We were all staying at the Hampton Inn, and then they were busing us to different locations. I mean, I literally had to get up and walk away. I was physically going to vomit from her talking about the gluten issues she was having. But I swore up and down I had no gluten issues. This was in 2012. Swore up and down I had no gluten issues. So fast forward to 3 years later, I had gained a buttload of weight, had serious gluten issues, and was like, all right, enough's enough. God, I can't take any more of this. Just show me, lead me, guide me. And boom, I click on a hashtag Whole30 that Danielle Mahar had posted on her Facebook page, and it led me to Whole30. And I text Pam, I'm like, okay, have you heard of this? Do you know what this is? Do you know what she's doing? And Pam's like, I don't know a lot about it. I've just barely heard about it. Let's do it together. Boom. We did Whole30, 30 days, no gluten, no dairy, no sugar. I lost 20 pounds. I'm like, oh, thank you, God, right? Things are out of balance. What do I do? Who do I connect to? Where do I seek my answers? Show me, lead me, guide me. That's my medicine. That's where I focus, right? Obviously, everything I've been through with Taylor, that didn't work out so well. So what have I done since? Show me, lead me, guide me. Oh my God, the girl that did my makeup on Monday. So Taylor's here. She's laying in her room, chilling after school, and she's laughing and whatever. This girl's doing my makeup. So I'm telling her a little bit about Taylor. She tells me about her daughter, who's 13, who's autistic, nonverbal. This therapy she's been doing with her, this brainwave therapy, neurofeedback here in Sarasota. Now her daughter is verbal, talks to her, sassy, has a little attitude from this therapy she's been doing. All we've been talking about recently is Taylor's speech. Her speech is improving. She's trying so hard to make words. There's just more connections that need to be done in the brain. We know there's these neurotransmitters need to connect. How can they connect? Oh, this makeup artist shows up. She wasn't pick 1. She was pick 3. 1 wasn't available. 2 wasn't available. 2 recommended, 3. This girl shows up to my house. If that's not God, I don't know what is. What do I want for my child? Her to be able to speak. Who shows up to my house? A girl that offers a solution that's worked for her teenage child. So the appointment's next Monday. We're going to this doctor in Sarasota that does neurofeedback with this specific type of brain mapping. We're there. Guide me, lead me, show me. I don't care where it comes from. Just show me. This is what I want. Unwavering faith. Go, right? So don't spend your time in charitable work. People have a problem with this. A lot of people do, right? We're here to grow and to contribute. We cannot help people unless we help ourselves first. That's what he means by this. Don't focus on, like we've got friends of ours that they're always broke. They never have enough money to pay for their children, clothes, food, anything. They spend the majority of their time at church donating their time, doing things, but they're not out working to even provide for their own family yet. And I'm not judging them. It's their path. They're doing what they're doing. But if you're listening to this, you got to help yourself first. Your job is to get rich. If you have unlimited amounts of income coming in, who can you bless with that? Who are you able to bless? My cookbook that I'm writing, that's going to be done next month, all profits are going directly to Dream Oaks Camp. So other kids that haven't been able to go, because it's expensive, right? And so a lot of kids can't afford to go, or their parents can't afford to send them, but maybe once or twice a year, because they requires them to, it's $250 for the weekend, right? And a lot of people don't even live here, and you're talking $600 for the weekend this summer. All the money from the cookbook goes directly, specifically for scholarships, is what they call it, scholarships for other kids. That's me being able to say financially, I don't need that money. I'm going to use that to bless other children that have special needs that need it. Tomorrow, I'm taking 8 girls, random different people, to a PACE Center for Girls. It's a school specifically for girls, small school, 10, 12 girls per classroom, maybe middle school, high school, all dropped out or kicked out of regular school, don't fit the mold. They are educating them, getting back on grade level, blah, blah, blah. I help out there and volunteer there. $450 for the table. All 8 people I invited, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I just want you to show up. Just show up, hear what the school's all about. It's a great program. I completely support it. I just want you to hear what it is. Maybe if it's on your heart to help out in some way, great. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm paying for the table. Just please come. That's me being able to provide for other people. What's that $450 go for? It pays for those girls' lunches. It pays for their textbooks. I mean, nobody pays for the stuff. The school is ran by fundraisers. So it's not like the state's saying, oh, here, it's an alternative school. They're not paying for it. It's funded from the community. So I was able to say, here's $450, no problem. Let me invite some people that want to come, and maybe they'll be able to help out as well too, right? That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. So not saying I have to go, and I'll definitely donate your time, definitely. But and if tithing's on your heart, absolutely tithe. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying take care of your family. You get yourself rich. You get yourself financially in a situation where you don't have to worry about writing a check for something you want, where you don't have to worry about, you want to give to these people, this foundation, this group, you want to adopt this family for Christmas, you want to adopt 20 families for Christmas, you can do that. But you got to be in the financial place first. You can't do it if you're not financially there, right? Does that make sense to you guys? Like, it's always made sense to me. We've always donated. And Brent and I, our hearts are with kids. When I met him, he was a big brother in the Big Brothers program. I've always been obviously a teacher with kids. Hello, just to coach and tutor and all that stuff. So our hearts always have been with children. We've always donated to children, always given to children who we feel led in our heart. So that's what I want you to do. You focus on you, your family, getting yourself right, and give a little along the way. If it's just your time, give your time. Volunteer at somewhere that you want to volunteer at. But don't do it so much that you're not spending your time focused working on your goals, right? Your dreams to accomplish that, to get you there, okay? So we're going to wrap this up. At the bottom of that page, it says, put poverty behind you and put all that pertains to it behind you and make good, get rich. That is the way you can help the poor. What tends to do away with poverty is not the getting of pictures of poverty in your mind, but getting pictures of wealth, abundance, and possibility into the minds of poor. You're the light. You're the example. You lead by example. It's not, oh, look at me, I'm all this in a bag of chips. Look what I've accomplished. You lead by being the example. Others will watch you. Some will follow you and want to do what you've done. But you're the shining light. Okay, by increasing the number of poor people who propose with, hang on. Poverty can be done away with, not by increasing the number of well-to-do people who think about poverty, but by increasing the number of poor people who propose with faith to get rich. The poor do not need charity, they need inspiration. You're the inspiration. Inspiration can cause them to rise out of their misery. You're the inspiration. You inspire by doing, by becoming all that God has put you here to become. And you're going to continue to do that for the rest of your life. You're here to learn and to contribute, right? To grow and to contribute. That's what we're here for. Okay? Last page. Prove it by getting rich yourself. The only way in which poverty will ever be banished from this world is by getting a large and constantly increasing number of people to practice the teachings in this book. People must be taught to become rich. They don't teach it in school. That's for sure. They teach you how to sit down, shut up, be quiet. Basically, they teach you how to be factory workers. We don't do that anymore. And I know there's schools that don't always do that, right? I get it. Trey sent me a picture today of his grades, screenshot on a computer screen. He's in tech class. So they do all kinds of different stuff, right? They do lots of hands-on. But some schools aren't like that, and not all classrooms are. So your job is to be the example. Every person who gets rich by creation opens a way for thousands to follow and inspires them to do so. Keep your mind off the subject of poverty and keep it fixed on faith and on purpose. the vision of what you want and are creating. That's your goal. That's your focus. Crazy what you guys pulled out of me tonight. Crazy. Thank you for being on here. Anybody have anything else they want to say? Share? You can unmute yourself. Anything you want to comment? Anything at all? Thank you, Nori. All right, you guys. We're going to unmute you. We're going to hop off here then. And next week, I'm going to double check with Pam Souter. I think I talked to you guys about Pam. She had talked to me about this book and how much she's read it and all this stuff. And she said she wanted to hop on one of the Zooms. I know she's going to Africa, but I don't think she's going until, wait, she may be leaving this weekend. So if not next week, the following week, I'll get her on a Zoom so she can talk to you guys about this book. Okay, so in the next couple weeks, I'll have her get on and she can share with you her thoughts on this. I think everybody on here knows who Pam Souter is, right? If not, Pam Souter is a multi-millionaire who started our company, It Works, 18 years ago. And this book, she has been reading and listening to for a very long time. The company she was in before she started It Works was how she found out about this book. So 20 plus years, 25 years, I think it's worked. I think it's worked out real nice for her. So when I told her I was doing a book club with this, she's like, I want you to read this book. And I want you to do this book club over and over and over and over again. Every single week, every single month, never stop. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And she said, and let me know because I want to hop on one of your Zooms. So I'll have her come on in the next week or two. I'll check with her on her schedule and what she has going. So thank you guys for being on here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You guys have a great evening.